You know, what a better way to start the championship Saturday weigh-in than with an awesome rendition of the national anthem than that was. Thank you very much again, Hope Yuskoski. We're going to welcome the hardest working person on the stage. He just started with B.A.S.S last Monday. He's the new tournament manager for the Nation Kayak and Team Series. Let's welcome him to the stage. He went to school at Clemson, so if you're from here, we're happy to have him. G.L. Compton. Again, he's going to be working. We're going to have him get the scales set and ready. I'm going to tell you a couple other things. Again, we're going to bring him in 10-1. So who was in 10th place will weigh in first. And who's ever sitting in the hot seat at the end will be punching their ticket to the Bassmaster Classic, 2023 Bassmaster Classic, Knoxville, Tennessee, Fort Loudon, Tellico Lakes. We also qualified 3 new anglers to the Bassmaster Elite Series. That was actually settled yesterday at the end of the weigh-in. Bryant Smith, you guys know him. He's going to be weighing in here in a minute. Cooper Gallant, your champion on Cherokee Lake earlier this year of the Southern Division. And then the last one, Joey Cifuentes out of Arkansas, also punching his ticket. So congrats to all those anglers as they will start vying for their 2023 Bassmaster Elite Series berth. Very simple. These guys can bring in 5 fish per day. They've got to measure 12 inches in length. We've already checked them. We've got all that ready to go. And now all we have to do is just make it official. They're going to weigh them in. We'll add to their 2-day total. And we'll see who will be holding the hardware at the end of the day. The question is, are you guys ready? We got a beautiful day. We got a lot of folks watching on Bassmaster.com. So everybody ready? GL, are we ready? All right, let's get this party started. Get some tunes going, and we'll be ready to go. All right. Let's get going. And I need you getting loud for each angler as they cross the stage. He's a former collegiate bracket champion. He's all the way from Union City, Tennessee. Let's welcome him up to the stage. John Garrett, bring him up. 2-day total of 28 pounds and an ounce. He's also had a great year. He is up there in points on the AOI. Again, 28-1 through your 2 days of fishing, John. You need just 5-2 with these 5 fish to take over the lead. 5 fish worth 14 pounds, 2 ounces, going to jump John Garrett up into the lead with 42 pounds and 3 ounces. And the mass starts with the guys right here in the tanks as they start trying to figure out what they need to take over the lead. We know who's in the lead right now, and it's John Garrett with 42 pounds and 3 ounces. Well, it's been a good week. It's been a good year for you. You know, you're sitting there inside the top 10, I think, right now in the overall AOY and vying for that Elite Series. But let's talk about Lake Hartwell. You got it done again this week. John, tell me how you did it.
I caught all my fish offshore, feeding on herring, just typical Hartwell stuff. But, man, this has been an awesome week. It's been beautiful weather. We have a beautiful lake here, and it's full of fish. So all the locals, y'all, take care and cherish this thing because I don't have something like this at the house for sure. But my beautiful wife came from Tennessee. Both my granddads are here, and they brought their dogs too. So it's been a great week. Can't ask for anything better than this. Thank Neil and Anderson for having us. I love coming here. It's an awesome facility. Thank y'all, Hank, and everybody at B.A.S. put on a great tournament. Everything was super smooth. And, well, for my part, it was super smooth.
It's very smooth here. This is always one of the smoother tournaments that we have. So, again, but no, it's been a great week. And key lures for you this week. I know you talked about typical herring stuff, but any secrets to what you were doing?
Strike King caffeine shad was my main bait, and a Strike King filler worm, drawing those fish up from deep water. And if they didn't commit, drop it straight down on them. So, yep, look forward to next week at Rayburn.
We got one more week. You headed straight there. You're going to have a little time off before next week. We got a week in between, and then we we'll be at Rayburn a week from Monday.
Yeah, I'll definitely be home for a few days. I'm probably not going to practice that long for that one. Not in really contention for points or anything, but just going to enjoy the week off and see y'all next week.
All right, John. John Garrett, he is in the lead. He's not going far. He's going to that hot seat. He thinks he's done. We got to sit there for a little bit. We'll see how long it lasts. All right, he's just from up the road. He was in the lead after day number 1, tied for in the lead. Let's welcome him to the stage from Lincolnton, North Carolina, Shane Lineberger. And if you watched on live this morning, you saw a great big one get caught. We're going to find out how much that weighs. To unseat John, Shane, you need 1312 with these 5. 5 in the bag, looking for 1312. 13 pounds, 15 ounces, and Shane Lineberger moves into the lead with a 3-day total of 42.7. And let's get ready to see a Lake Hartwell monster. There it is. Look at there. In the lead now with 13.15 today, 42.7. Shane Lineberger's 3-day total. And we're going to move Mr. Lineberger into the hot seat. Let's see if we can take over Phoenix Boat Big Bass, right now held by John Jazierski on day number 1 with 6 pounds and 6 ounces. That's what you need to tie it. 6'7" or heavier, it's all yours. Looking for at least 6'6". 6 pounds, 8 ounces, new Phoenix Boat Big Bass. So there's a little more money that's going to be headed to Shane Lineberger this week.
Oh, man, I tell you what, I just don't know what to say. It's been a blessed week. I hate getting emotional with these things, but I just, it's one of them deals where you love what you do, so it just happens.
And I know what you caught the big one on, but let's talk about the week. I know that one fell victim to a buzzbait. Did you catch a lot of fish on that this week?
Man, I did. I caught, the first day I caught, I think, 4 of them I weighed on a buzzbait. Yesterday I only caught 1. And today, every one of them come on the buzzbait. I tried to, the second day I kind of messed up a little bit. I tried to rerun water that I ran the first day, so I kind of learned from yesterday, hey, don't do that tomorrow. So I ran all new water today. I ran places today that I've never seen in my life. It was just such a defined pattern. You know, I talked with Ronnie Moore last night. I told him this lake patterns so well. Once you figure out what to look for, you can just drive around and, pretty much say, hey, there's going to be one here, there's going to be one there. And I probably caught, I don't know, I destroyed one buzzbait and almost a second one. So, I mean, it was a good day. It was a lot of fun. I really couldn't get on anything this afternoon. I've been throwing a jig on the docks in the afternoons. And today, I noticed the water started warming up and the brim kind of left the bank. And my jig bite just kind of died. I caught 4 or 5 on it, but they were all just 12, 13 inches, not like the 3-pounders I've been catching.
Well, very good. Talked about a lot of folks, but I know you got several people on that jersey you want to thank for a very, very special week for you.
Oh, yeah. Champion Power Equipment, B.A.S.S Machine, P-Line, Woods the Water, All In Tackle, Boat Logics, man, Hook. Can't thank those guys enough. My parents, my wife for coming down.
He's in the lead with 42.7.
Yeah, I mean, man, I don't know. It's just it's been a blessed week. Happy to be here, and hope we get to come back.
There you go. We'll be back to Lake Hartwell. Take a seat. One more round of applause for John Garrett. He's in second now. And Shane Lineberger, we'll see how long you last on the hot seat. All right, he's from Bixby, Oklahoma. He had 28.9 through his 2 days of fishing. Come on up, Matt Pangrak. Had a great week so far. Some exciting action today on live. And Matt, to unseat Shane, you need exactly what he had. You need 13.15 with your 5. 12 pounds, 3 ounces. Going to jump Matt Pangrak to third place with 40 pounds and 12 ounces. So a great 3 days of fishing for Matt Pangrak. And he's sitting in third place right now, again, with 40 pounds and 12 ounces here on Lake Hartwell. It was fun. It was fast action a little bit today on live, and it slowed down, but then it seems like we just kept going back to you. You were pretty consistent all day catching fish.
It was. It was really weird today. I hadn't been catching many between like 12 and 2, and today for some reason it turned on, and I did most of my damage then, just running as many points as I could. It seemed like the better fish were out deep in the timber, but they'd kind of be accessible when they slid up on the kind of gravel point, so I needed deep timber with cane or brush pile and then kind of a bare spot, and I just target them with that with the drop shot all week.
Was it a pattern, or did you kind of find in about 10 spots this week?
Yeah, it was definitely a pattern. I had probably 50 spots that I was comfortable in, and then I ended up running all of them multiple times, but then kind of settled in on probably about 20 spots that I just rotate because it changed as the day went on and just kind of depended on if the bait fish were in there or not.
Color or drop shot, what kind of worm?
I was using 2 drop shot worms. One of them was the new Cliffhanger and Natural Magic. It's got kind of a bluish hue belly and a clear top on the high sun. That was really good. And then I also threw a 6-inch pink robo worm too as well. But I think one of the key things was I was using tungsten, real shiny, heavy, half-ounce covert tungsten, and I think I'd get a lot of those fish higher in the water column. So that drop shot weight would fly past him. I think it'd kind of make him react and swim down and eat it.
Always love hearing the little secrets you guys figure out through the week. All right, I know you're very busy. We've got a talk show, a podcast, a lot going on in Matt Pangrack's world, and you got one more tournament in a week at Rayburn.
Yeah, looking forward to Rayburn, and then getting back in the studio filming BTL's Bass Talk Live, talk about this tournament, everything that goes on in the world of professional bass fishing. Also, if you guys want to know more about the world of professiononal bass fishing, go to bestontour.net. It's just a weekly newsletter, a lot of tips, a lot of tactics, a lot of things that are going on in the industry, totally free. My title sponsor for the last couple years, so big shout out to them.
Matt, good job. He's in third place. One more round of applause for Matt Pangrack. Great week, and he's got one more tournament left in these opens over at Sam Rayburn, the final one on the Central Series, the Central Division. All right, you heard me mention his name earlier. He's from Roseville, California. He punched his ticket to the Bassmaster Elite Series yesterday. He's had 28-14 through his 2 days of fishing. Let's welcome him up, Bryant Smith. He was jumping up the leaderboard today on live. Let's see if we can take over the hot seat. Again, 28-14 for Bassmaster Elite Series qualifier. Bryant Smith through his 2 days. 5 in the bag. You need 13-10. Looking for 13-10 with these 5. 15 pounds, 9 ounces, and Bryant Smith moves into the lead for this Lake Hartwell Open. There you go. With 44.7, Bryant Smith is now sitting atop the leaderboard for Southern Open, stop number 3. And, I mean, you knew you were close to qualifying for the Elite Series, and why not just come in, make a top 10, and sit in the lead when you walk across the stage the final day?
Man, I never want this week to end. That was the goal coming into this, and I know I had some work to do because, you know, I think there was 8 guys ahead of me, but, you know, the way it worked out, I couldn't be any happier. You know, it's a lifelong dream. It's what it is. You know, I grew up watching it on Saturday morning, so now I get to go do it, and that's still, I mean, you got to pinch me because that is absolutely unbelievable. But this is by far my favorite lake to come to. I'm all the way from California, and I have no problem driving the 40 hours to get here. This place is absolutely phenomenal. The amount of fish you see, it's frustrating, don't get me wrong, but they're very educated. But the amount of fish in this lake is absolutely incredible. Like I said it on live, you know, you got to throw it about 100 to get one to bite. But you know, if you stay with it and you stay, you know, consistent with it, you can run into some really good ones. I had two of my biggest fish this week came today, and all of the fish I weighed were on a half-ounce jig and a 3/4-ounce jig with a Strike King Rage Menace on the back. I think that's by far my favorite jig trailer. And, you know, just letting it go past them fast. That's like Matt said. You got to make them react to it. You got to get their attention, have them follow it down. And then it was really weird because they'd follow it down, and then you'd see them shoot down there, and then you just drag it, and you count the little pebbles. And then every once in a while it goes tick, and you get to set the hook on one. But, man, it was an absolutely amazing week, and we'll see where we end up.
You got a lot of people you got to thank there. We got a big year ahead of you for 23, but let's get some thank yous in for 22.
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, my wife at home. Without her, none of this happens. She's taking care of my 1-month-old, and man, I miss them so much. I can't wait to get back to them. My family, my friends, everybody out here, all my sponsors, you know, Ranger Boats, Strike King, Buck and Bass, everybody, the whole support system is absolutely everything for me. I couldn't do it without them, and that's the truth.
He's in the lead. One more round of applause for Shane Lineberger. A great tournament for him. And Bryant Smith will take over. All right. Let's welcome him up. 29-2 through his 2 days of fishing. He's from Cumming, Georgia. Come on up, Paul Marks. 21 years young and punching his ticket into Championship Saturday, just home down the road in Cumming, Georgia. Again, 29-2 through his 2 days of fishing. 5 more, looking for 15-6 to take over the lead. 13 pounds and an ounce, going to jump Paul Marks up to third place with 42 pounds and 3 ounces. And again, 21 years young, and he's in third place here in a very stacked field of this Southern Open on Lake Hartwell. Nice job. And I mean that. We had some – you got some heavy hitters obviously here, but the whole field. So, again, great job. You're very young at this game and already having a lot of success.
Yes, sir. It's what I love to do, so I'm going to keep doing it and maybe win one day.
Let's talk about the fishing. They talked about on live. You're from Lanier, and I think you were able to apply a lot of what happens on Lanier out here. But how'd you get it done this week?
Mostly with a worm and a drop shot, just throwing at every fish I saw and tried to stay as close as I could to the main lake. And there's fish everywhere out there. These lakes are so good with herring in them, and it's just hard to get a bigger one.
Were you like specific spots, or were you looking at your electronics a lot to target those fish?
Pretty much just live scoping all day.
And you say key lures. I know we got some friends and family out there. I think they're out there following you on the water this week. Who do you want to recognize, say hey to, or thanks to, Paul?
Oh, yeah, all my buddies I stay with, they were following me around all day. My parents, my grandparents, they come up to the weigh-in. Thank you to Oakwood Bait and Tackle and Bay Marine.
Yep, very good. All right, guys, good job. One more round of applause for Paul Marks, 42-3, all the way up to third place. All right. This next angler, you know him on the Elite Series. He actually won the AOY of the Southern Division and allowed us to work down because he was already Elite Series qualified, because he was an Elite Series angler. Let's welcome him up. He had the biggest bag of the tournament so far yesterday with 19 pounds even from Saluda, South Carolina, Brian New. Step up. 29.8 through his 2 days of fishing. Again, 19-pound bag yesterday. It's the biggest bag of the tournament so far. 5 in the bag to unseat Bryant Smith. You need 15 even. Looking for 15 even with these 5. £13, 12 ounces. Going to jump Brian New up to second place with a 3-day total of 43 pounds, 4 ounces. Going to be a good payday and a good end to the season for Elite Series angler Brian New out of Saluda, South Carolina. Nice job, second place. Well, you said it on day one, Brian, your motto, and you can say it if you want to out there, but you didn't do it. It was a great week this week, and you went against your motto, or you went with your motto of what it is.
Well, the first day I kind of went against it because I did suck. But you know me, I'm going to say what I'm thinking. And, yeah, the first day, I got in that dang zoo. I got down there in that circus, and I knew better. I knew better. Every point from here to the dam has had a boat on it from daylight to dark for 2 months, and I knew better. Nothing against the guys that fished that way because they caught them, but there's definitely a little bit of luck involved. Right. And, I wasn't feeling lucky this week. So I guess I was the first day, but it sure didn't happen that way. And then yesterday I completely abandoned that. I erased that from my memory, and I went up both rivers. I run that Falcon all over this place. And, man, like out here on the lake, it got rough, and it was nice to be in that Falcon and run through that rough water. And I was running 100 miles, 100-mile round trip, and burned a lot of gas, caught a lot of bass. Yesterday I caught some big ones. Today, I just went up one river, and, it didn't start out good. And it really didn't end up great, but it ended up better than I was expecting there, at some point today. And I knew for me to have a chance to win, I had to keep pushing it. Like I was fishing shallow docks and brush. The brush, I was throwing a swim bait, and I was also throwing a Spro Little John MD. And then on the docks, I was throwing a half-ounce greenfish tackle all-purpose jig with a green pumpkin big salty chunk. And, that's how I grew up fishing, burning the bank, throwing a jig on docks. And I caught a few on a chatterbait this week with a Z-Crawl Junior trailer. But that Fitzgerald 6.9 heavy skipping rod was a big deal. 20-pound Sunline shooter fluorocarbon. And then, on the crankbait, it was a square bill rod with 12-pound FC Sniper.
You broke it down pretty good. I think everybody was out there taking notes if they're close by. Is this the off-season? This is it for you, right?
Well, it's fixing to be striper fishing.
I was going to ask you what's in store for Brian New in the off-season.
Well, we got a tournament called the Elites on my home lake, which is Lake Murray, next year. So, and then one at Santee. So I'm looking forward to that. Do my homework on it, and I'm actually fixing to go to work at the Pittman Show tomorrow. And while I'm up that way, I'm gonna look at Loudon Tellico for the Classic. And yeah, man, it's been an awesome year. Really, I only had one bad tournament all year. One bad one, a couple not great ones, but awesome year, man. After the first day here, I was really thinking I should have just not fished this tournament because I ended the elites great. And here I am in almost 100th place, and yesterday was a magic. And, so we ended it on a good note. But, I got a lot of family. I love all y'all that come out. And everybody that didn't come out, I love y'all too. All the fans. Lake Hartwell is awesome. Me and Hartwell have a bad history. But, after the Open in 2020, we kind of kissed and made up and, come down here, had a good classic. And, here's two tournaments in a row with B.A.S. and made top 10. So, this place don't suck no more.
And neither did you this week. One more round of applause for Elite Series angler Brian New with 43.4. Jumped him all the way to second place. All right, a lot of folks may have not known this one if you didn't follow college fishing, but if you did follow college fishing, he's held up 2 trophies within that series. Let's welcome him up. He had 29.11. He's from Michigan. He calls South Carolina home now. Lucas Murphy. All right, Lucas, we fall into 10th. We've got 5 in the bag to unseat Bryant. We need 14-13. Looking for 14-13 with these 5. 11 pounds, 3 ounces. Going to jump Lucas Murphy up to 6th place. Again, he lives in South Carolina. Now he's from Michigan, and originally he's held up 2 trophies at the College Series, and he's here in 6th place now with 40 pounds and 14 ounces on this Southern Open. All right, Lucas, been a great week for you.
Yeah, today was a lot tougher, but, don't take it for granted. I know the last 2 days I had a few fish catches. I had one the first day and one the second day where I consider, like what Brian just said, as lucky. I caught my biggest fish the first day about 2 minutes from check-in. Came up schooling. That was real lucky. And then the next day I was chasing spots with a drop shot and caught a big old largemouth. So I consider those lucky. I chased them mostly the last 3 days with a drop shot, one of the new Strike King filler worms, and Dingleberry and Morning Dawn. Amongst a bunch of other pink worms. I think, yesterday there was like 5 or 6 of us that we were running from boat to boat to boat asking for pink worms, and I actually, bought a bunch more this morning. So definitely a pink worm party today, and I want to say thanks to, a big group back home in Michigan and in South Carolina now that we're watching today. I know I got a bunch of notifications throughout the day. I'm sure they were watching. Hopefully it was fun. I know my camera guy told me we were live a few times in the morning, and then he didn't say it the rest of the day, so I figured that wasn't good. But all in all, it was a pretty fun time. I've been 2 hours from Hartwell for the last 2 years, and this is my first time here. So I'll definitely be back. There's a lot more fish. The spotted bass make it fun because you actually get bites, unlike on Murray. If you get a bite on Murray, it's a big one, but that's about it.
Again, very good. And you were on live a good bit. We saw a lot. I think pretty much every fish catch you had this day.
Well, that's pretty good then, and you might have missed, or you might have got some of the blunders too. I told my camera guy, if someone has OCD and they're looking at the front of my boat today, they were about losing their mind because it was a mess.
One more round of applause. Lucas Murphy jumped up to 6th place with 40 pounds, 14 ounces. And you won't see the last of him. There's probably not one angler outside of Kenda Kimura, and I think this angler is probably hotter than him. He's rattled off 3 top 10s in a row, one at Chesapeake Bay, one at Red River, and now one here. He's fishing hot. I don't know any angler who's fishing hotter on the Opens. Let's welcome him up from Sylacauga, Alabama, David Gaston. His 3rd top 10 in a row in about 6 weeks, I think it was. Had a top 10 at Red River just about a week ago. We've had 30 pounds, 3 ounces through your 2 days of fishing. David, 5 more in there. You need 14.5. Looking for 14.5 with these 5. 10 pounds, 2 ounces. Going to jump David Gaston up to 8th place. Some very vital overall AOY points as he sets his sights on one more tournament at Sam Rayburn. He's in 8th place right now with 40 pounds and 5 ounces. Good job. And it really has. These past few tournaments you've been fishing in the Opens have been great for you this year.
They have, but I can't figure out the 3rd day to save my life. I'm having trouble with that.
Still, yeah, vital points. Anytime you're inside that top 10, you're getting a lot of valuable points. And we've got one more tournament in about a week and a half at Sam Rayburn.
Yeah, I'm nervous about that one. I wasn't too worried about this one, but that one, nervous about that one.
You're from Sylacauga, Alabama. I know where that is. A lot of folks here do, too, around Lake Martin. Did you compare some similarities there to here to have some success here at Hartwell?
Not really. Martin ain't got them like this place does. There's a lot more fish to catch here than there is Lake Martin, and a lot more big ones.
Yeah. Okay. Well, keys this week, then. How'd you get them done?
Man, I just threw a popper all day, every day. Practice, I had some bites on buzzbait and stuff, and I figured it'd be a lot easier if I could just get them to eat a popper. It could cover more water with the buzz bait. I was way more comfortable with just throwing that popper all day. So, and that's what I did. I just burned pockets going around looking for them.
I think that is a little unique. We expected the buzz baits, like Shane and a lot of the drop shotting and stuff, but I think you were about the only one. And watching on live today, too, that was actually throwing a pop-R.
Well, and I had a small bag today, so I paid for it, too.
But he got you here. All right, some thank yous. You've been thanking a lot of people here recently because you've been getting a third day of fishing here a lot here recently, too.
Yeah, well, it took 3 times, but I'm glad my wife's finally here. So,
and I'm sure she's looking forward to Texas, too. If there's anything like the last 3, you'll be there on Championship Saturday as well.
Well, I sure hope so. But I like to thank my mom and dad and mother-in-law and my little girl and little sister for coming. It means a lot.
This was a lot closer to Sylacauga, too.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot closer.
Sam Raver's a long way away.
Yeah, I have to be doing really good for him to come in.
All right, one more round of applause for David Gasson. He jumped up to 8th place, his 3rd at top 10 in a row. And then there were 2. A lot of college anglers in this field. We had John Garrett, who was a former college bracket champion. Then we had Lucas Murphy, a former collegiate champion. And we're getting ready to bring up the 2021 Classic Bracket champion. He got into the Opens because he won that event, punched his ticket to the Bassmaster Classic through the Bassmaster College Series. Let's welcome him up. Tristan McCormick out of Tennessee. 2-day total of 30 pounds, 3 ounces through his 2 days of fishing. And he had a lot of time on live today. He was catching a lot of fish. To unseat Bryant, we need 14 pounds, 5 ounces. 5 in the bag, looking for 14.5. 14 pounds, 13 ounces, and Tristan McCormick moves into the lead with 45 pounds even. Your 2021 college bracket champion is now in the lead of this Southern Open with 45 even. All right, Tristan, we were talking just backstage this week. This first week of October has been very special because 12 months ago we were on the Alabama River and you were punching your ticket to the Classic. So you need to get in any tournament you can the first week of October.
Yeah, that's the plan for sure. Coming into today, I knew I had a chance, but, I just knew if the good Lord was willing, it'd be my day. And I left it all out there. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't even know what to say, man. So I want to get back to that Classic bad because, that's the experience of a lifetime.
Well, you got it done this week, 45 even through your 3 days of fishing. Tell the folks out there what was the key for Tristan to get to this point.
The key was turning to burning. I was running down lake. Like Brian said, there was a boat on every point. But, I wasn't really looking for the brush or the cane or the big schools. I was looking for singles and doubles, the little bitty schools. And I'd spent a lot of time on a trolling motor looking at my electronics. And, what got me to the Classic in Alabama for the college was a drop shot. And that's what I threw here, the all-new Strike King filler worm, Morning Dawn. So, I just stuck in my hand. It's my confidence bait. So, and I caught a few on a caffeine shad, too. They started grouping up later on in the day, so I started throwing that around, and I caught a couple key fish on that later in the day as well.
Did you have a lot of spots, or you just kind of hunkered down on a few?
Yesterday I ran all new water after 10:30. Today I had 4 shoals that I caught my 16-pound bag on the first day, and I was like, if I can just go spend time there, I can probably, catch enough. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it works out.
So we'll explain this real quick because we don't know how it's going to shake out here in a second, but if you win the bracket – like Louis Minetti just did last week, you win the use of a fully rigged Toyota Tundra, the use of a fully rigged Nitro bass boat, entry into the Bassmaster Classic, and entry into all 9 Opens. So I just want to point out to the folks and the college anglers that college series is probably, we're going to find out. We don't know how it's going to shake out, but if you win, it's going to be, again, with your berth into this Open, another route to the Classic.
Yes, it is, for sure. Like I said, college, for all the younger guys in high school, go to college because it's amazing. It's stuff you'll never forget, and Bass has an unbelievable setup for it. I got lucky. Brand new Toyota Tundra I get to whip around this year, so it was amazing. I'm just excited to see what happens.
All right, well, real quick thank yous before we have you take over the hot seat. There's a lot of folks on that jersey, and I know a lot of folks in the crowd and back at home you want to recognize.
Yeah, for sure. I got a ton of people supporting me. Strike King and Lose, they stepped up big time this year, and they're my title sponsor. So huge shout out to them guys and all my friends and family, my mom and dad, my fiance. I can feel my phone vibrating already. I know I got so much support, comments on Facebook, Instagram. It's just truly amazing. I'm just super blessed.
Take over the hot seat. Let's get loud one more time for Brian Smith. He is headed to the Elite Series. Good luck. We'll be pulling for you. And then there was one. We're not going to weigh his fish yet. We're going to give him a chance to come up and thank some people, talk about his week of fishing, and then we're going to crown a champion. Let's welcome him to the stage. Derek Lettinen coming into today with 33-2. It's been a great week so far this week, Derek.
It's been a wonderful week. Can't complain about it one bit. I enjoyed every minute of it, and the fish bit good until today.
Well, I was watching you, though, and just watching your commitment. I mean, I think I saw you make the same cast at one rock. I counted at least 30 times, and I don't know how many other times. So you're very committed to some areas, it seems like.
Yeah, I'm very committed to a lot of areas, but the big fish just weren't there. They're just small.
But you put a lot of hours. Is Lake Hartwell your home lake?
Yes, it's my home lake.
Very good. But it's been a great week. We've gotten this far, and coming into today leading. Who do you want to say hi or thanks to?
Well, my wife's right over there, my two boys, and my daughters are watching online, and my other son, and then everybody else that's watching.
You ready to do this?
I'm ready to get it over with.
Well, you don't need much. We're going to find out. Head over there. Let's go grab your fish. Tristan, you've been here before for the College Classic bracket. I need you side by side. We're about to do this thing. 33-2 through his 2 days of fishing. Derek Lettinen, come on up. He's got 5 more in his bag. You don't need that much. You need 11 pounds and 15 ounces. If it's 11-15 or heavier, it's Derek. If it's 11-14 or lighter, it's to Mr. McCormick. Looking for 11-15. 8 pounds and 7 ounces, and that means Tristan McCormick. The same week, 12 months later. You want him holding them? Derek, grab those fish real quick. We're going to hold them up. We want to get a fish shot real fast. He's had a great week. That puts Derek Lettinen in 7th place with 41.9. Let's hear for him one time. A great week for him. There you go. Coming into today leading. Again, thank you, Derek. Fast forward 12 months later. Well, last year you punched your ticket to the Classic. You win all that stuff. You won $7,500. This year, 12 months later, you punch your ticket to the Bassmaster Classic, and I don't have my exact numbers, but it's like $47,000 going back to the McCormick household.
Man, I don't even know what to say. I'm lost for words. Thank you all so much. I cried like a baby at the class or at the bracket, so I'm gonna try not to do that here. But man, it's truly amazing. You know, all these guys in this field. You know, we have one objective when we come to these tournaments, and that's win. And I truly can't believe it just happened. Honestly, I don't even know what to say.
I'm serious. You got to get into every tournament you can the first week of October because you have now earned a berth to the Bassmaster Classic each year during that week.
Yeah, I'm going to have to look at that schedule next year for sure.
Let's get our friends from St. Croix rods up. Ron Riles stepping up. He's going to hand off the hardware. And just 12 months later, we are announcing Tristan McCormick again as a champion. And this time, it's to the St. Croix. It's to the St. Croix Bassmaster Southern Open presented by Mossy Oak Fishing. The final one on the stop. Tristan McCormick going to be taking home the trophy with a 3-day total of 45 pounds even. Tristan, hold that hardware high in Anderson, South Carolina. Let's hear it for your new champion on the Opens division. That trophy's a little bit bigger and a little bit heavier.
Yeah, man, this one's definitely a little bigger than the bracket one. I just got a little plaque for that, but I can't believe it, man. I'm still in shock. I don't even know what to say. Once again, I just thank all my support system, all my sponsors. Y'all are amazing. Huge shout out to B.A.S. because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for y'all and a brand new truck, brand new boat, and let's go celebrate.
Hold that trophy high one more time, Anderson, South Carolina. Let's hear it for him one last time. Your champion of the Lake Hartwell Open here in Anderson, South Carolina. Again, great job, Tristan. We'll have you exit off. We're going to bring up second place. He qualified to the Bassmaster Elite Series. I hope he didn't go too far. So we've got some hardware for him. Brian Smith, you still out there? He might have gone back to his boat. You grab him real quick. In a 3-day total of 44 pounds, 7 ounces. While he's coming around, I'll tell you some dollar figures. There he is. Come on up, Bryant. I had the hardware off. Yeah. We'll let Andy get a picture real quick. There we go. Tristan's taking home $43,634. Bryant's taking home $21,194. Hold that trophy, that hardware high real quick, Bryant, so everybody can see it. And let's hear it for your second place finisher, Bryant Smith. Nice job, 44.7. Again, take it home at $21,194. All right, and our final angler coming up for some hardware. He knows he's going to get up here already. Bassmaster Elite Series angler Brian New, come on up with a 3-day total of 43.4. Going into the off season with $14,960, Brian. Nice job. Congrats. Thank you, Ron Riles. And let's go through the final standing. Shane Lineberger, he's in 4th place. He'll be taking home $12,467. Paul Marks ended up in 5th place, $10,846. 6th place is John Garrett, $9,973. 7th place, Derek Lettinen, $9,350. 8th place, Lucas Murphy, $8,727. 9th place, Matt Pengrak with $6,857. And rounding out your top 10, David Gaston, his 3rd in a row with $5,610. It's going to wrap it up. Thank you to all our sponsors. We're done with the Southern Division. We set our sights on one final tournament, Jasper, Texas. We've got 1 week off, and then we will be giving out the final Bassmaster Classic berth, the final 3 berths through the Central Division, and another 3 berths through the AOI. So we still got 6 more berths potential to get into the Elite Series, and that will all go down in Jasper, Texas 1 week from today. So it's going to be awesome to see how that starts, how that shakes out. For the entire Bass staff, Neil, Paul, Matt, Shell, Sharon, the entire crew there, we want to thank you guys for all that you did. I was happy to have my family here this week. They've been running around crazy all. It's been fun with those guys. For the entire Bass staff, I'm Hank Weldon. Lake Hartwell, as usual, you guys have been fantastic. We will see you for stop number 9 on the St. Croix Bassmaster Open Series Central Open, stop number 3 in just a week from today. You guys have a great time, a great night, and we will see you as we round out the Bassmaster Open division here in about 7 days. Thank you, guys.